Ooh, hoo, hoo. That was the driest lip whistle I ever had in my entire career here on River Trade Radio. I couldn't get it going this morning. If you're just joining us, it is the band auction this morning, and up hot and ready to go. Jill Westra and them KC boys. Let me get you guys. Can you hear me, y'all?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
I can. How y'all doing?
Just
Good.
bordering on the magnificent. This is our first ever River Trade
Is it?
Radio live performance.
Is there? No, you've been on River Trade
no,
Radio.
No, only on the programmed music.
Oh, I thought you'd been on the show
No.
before, Jill Westra.
In fact, I'm finding out a secret that you actually do sing along live
and whistle.
on the, and
yeah,
whistle.
and a whistle
yeah.
live. My mother, I drove my mother to see one of my sisters, either Georgia, Wisconsin, or somewhere, and we were driving home listening to the show. Kathy Peters was doing it. She's like, well, where's the whistling? And I said, I do that every week.
Well, as a longtime fan of the show, and I'm a bona fide River Trade Radian.
Thank you, Jill.
I didn't know. Now a peek behind the curtain, and that's you live every week.
Well, can we get an introduction of who's all in your awesome band, Jill Westra?
I would
Who are
love-
these KC boys?
I would love to tell you because I know y'all can't see them. So over here, you can't see, but I'm pointing back at the drummer. This is Joe, the machine from Marceline Guthrie.
Big Joe the Machine.
Yeah.
He is a machine. He's a human metronome. We love him to bits, and he keeps us on the rails. Let me tell you.
He just did the rock and roll sign to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we pinched him from my cousin's rock band, so he brings a little flair and extra juice. And
He
then
was pinched.
we got Leo Iltz over here. Everybody knows
A legend.
Leo.
A legend.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
a legend in Kansas City.
In my own mind.
And he's got his
In ours, too, though.
He's actually given me his time today as the most busiest member of our band. And then over here on this side, Mark Fransky. He's our guitar player, and also we all do vocals a little bit. And he is the builder of fine instruments.
Yeah,
so.
he is a virtuoso and just an amazing musician.
He is.
Yes.
We're all, they're all all-rounders. So that's why I put this band together, is I wanted some good all-rounders to be agile and ready to pivot at any moment.
Well, let's pivot. They heard Jill Westra just now. By the way, that Jill Westra is a Townes Van Zandt cover that you did in Wyoming.
That's right. I was at my cousin's little cabin on the side of a mountain with nothing better to do, so I thought, let me see if I can record this song.
There are birds humming, the dog shaking the
Yeah.
collar, and it's my favorite part of that song. I play it often on River Trade Radio, and I wanted to play an opener and do the theme song and everything, and I thought, oh, Snow and Overtone, it just came to me, and I was like, oh, yes.
I love that you love it because in my mind, nobody was ever going to see that YouTube clip, and nobody was ever going to know that I did that.
I've got it downloaded. Are you kidding me? YouTube, I've got it downloaded.
You're the best. Thank you for that. That's
Well,
a great compliment.
Let's get a little taste of what it's like to have Jill Westra with them KC boys.
That's right. Well, the first track that we're going to play for you here live is one that we like to open with a lot because it helps us get our vocals warmed up a little bit. We got some flair going out with the a cappella to kick off. So let's do Con Man from Kentucky. This is an original. Well, the wind don't ever blow a gunman home.
There we go.
You know he's gotta get the notion and come back on his own. And sure as I got tears to cry. This is a false alarm, guys.
Yeah. There we go.
We're gonna start the song now. Are you ready?
There you go.
Well, the wind don't ever.
Blow a gun man home.
We're just fooling with you. Well, the wind don't ever blow a gunman home. You know he's gotta get
the notion.
and come back on his own. And sure as I got tears to cry, and sure as lovers lie, well, that con man from Kentucky, he'll leave you high and dry. We got it there now, guys. He was a Texan from Atlanta till he moved to Arkansas, and then he wound up in the bluegrass state on the wrong side of the law. And all the ladies lost their fortunes when he tapped into their hearts. He'd treat 'em kind, his own. And sure as I got tears to cry, and sure as lovers lie, well, that con man from Kentucky, he'll leave you high and dry. Well, I knew the day I met him that he was fly by night for sure. And I tried like hell to make him stay, but he still flew out my door. And now I'm lonesomer than ever, about 15,000 down. But I never wish that we never met, and I pray he comes back around. And the wind don't ever blow a gone man home. You know he's gotta get the notion and come back on his own. And sure as I got tears to cry, and sure as lovers lie, well, that con man from Kentucky, he'll leave you high and dry. Well, he fleeced old Lady Dugan. He promised her a diamond ring. And she fell hook, line, and sinker. And gave him everything. He left her beggared, broken, bankrupt, not even a bite to eat. But she didn't care, 'cause he took her silverware as well as her false teeth, people. And the wind don't ever blow a gone man home. You know he's gotta get the notion and come back on his own. And sure as I got tears to cry, and sure as lovers lie, well, that con man from Kentucky, he'll leave you high and dry. Yeah, that con man from Kentucky, folks, he'll leave you high and dry.
Right.
Sorry
on.
about that, Scott. There's a lesson to be learned here. Don't soundtrack with the song that's not in the same key as the one you're going to
Well,
open
that's
with.
not true enough. At least we got the train wreck out of the way early.
So this is 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, everybody. What do you expect? You guys are a rock and roll band.
I cannot
mean,
tell you how early this is for this band, but we're here for it.
that is amazing. I love it so much. So it is a band auction, and so you can book this band for if you own a bar and you want to have this band play in a bar. If you're having a party in your backyard and you want to have this band, the minimum bid for you guys is $250, and we already have a bid of $250.
Hot dog.
So the bids go up in $25 increments, and 888-931-0901 is the number that you need to call. The studio line here was ringing a second ago, and if that was you trying to make a bid, 888-931-0901. So it's a 50-mile. You have to live within 50 miles of here. I can't have you guys driving to to Texas to play,
Right.
which you could.
We could.
You could play in any roadhouse in Texas I know of.
That's the thing we would do, actually.
That is one thing you would totally do. Yeah, don't forget the station ID. I don't think I ever forgot the station ID. You know, you are listening to 90.1 FM KKFI, Kansas City Community Radio. And you are listening to Jill Westra and them Casey boys. They are on the auction block this morning. And you can get these guys to play your event. And that's, Jill, what I love about this band auction, we come to the community quite often. That's how the radio station exists. It's listener supported. And this is a fun way because you're giving to our radio station right now.
We are.
You're donating
This
right
is
now.
what's called an in-kind donation.
That's right. And if you bid on this band, then you're donating. So it's like it's such a perfect storm,
It is. I'm a elected official in this metro area. I would love to see a campaign kickoff that needs a band call in or something like that.
Now,
I mean-
we've talked about different events and we've never come up with the campaign kickoff band.
That is, I'll tell you why I know that is because, again, election season is going to be, ramping up here for November in Johnson County anyway, and I know a number of my political cohort that are they'll be having a campaign kickoff party soon to start raising funds. So
Yeah.
always good to have music and those sort of
You
things.
need a band. Yeah. And it's a good band, you guys. If you're just tuning in, it's Jill Westra and them KC boys, Mark, Leo, and Joe, along with Jill. How about that? And I'm horrible. I can't remember my own sister's name sometimes.
Well, could you remember that our website is jillwester.com. So if you need any more information, that's
Right.
how you can find us.
JillWester.com. And have you guys got any tour dates like set up?
Tour? You think that we have a tour? Well, I appreciate that. We have done a mini tour before, but this year what we got going on coming up is on June 7th. We'll be playing in Parkville at the Parkville Roots and Jazz Fest.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
we're on the Roots side of the bill.
And then, Leo, you're in what, 30, 40 bands?
Give or take.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a, for hire kind of a guy.
You are you are some kind of guy. I know that.
Here's the thing. I just do whatever Jill tells me to do.
He's a
see.
functioning member of this band. Let's leave it at that today.
That's it. I'm a working man in this band.
Well, if you'd like to get in on this band, and they're so much fun. They're fun to look at, too. You know? I mean, besides Leo, but other than that.
If we'd known we were going to be on streaming live, we would have won our giddy up clothes. But I thought it was going to be one of these Faces for Radio.
I have the
mornings.
face for radio. I was just told that yesterday by Greg and Rose. They said, you really do have face for radio.
I gotta love that, man.
Let's hear another song out of you guys. 888-931-0901 is the number to call if you'd like to bid on Jill Westra and them KC boys.
The next song we're going to play is off of our EP that we released several years ago now, and we're going to kick it off in the right key and everything. It's going to be fantastic. It's called JW's Blues. But I'm dumb as dumb can be. I find shark-infested waters and I jump in with both feet. I wash my colors with my whites and write all my songs in G. And ain't no man alive know what to do with me. Well, I throw my love at moving targets and I ain't hit one yet. I fall for every bait and switch and I beg for what I get. Breaking all my broken hearts with alcohol and weed. And ain't no man alive know what to do with me. And uphill battles, they're the only kind I pick to fight. And I've been all kinds of broken. I ain't never got fixed up right. I'm telling you, you go ask my mama, ask my dad. I'm damaged goods that turned out bad. Everything I ever let go got claw marks on it. Don't you know I'ma keep my bar set low? Jail, I've been to Saskatoon, I've been to Rome. I hitchhiked across the Kalahari Desert on my own. But I can't find my way back home from that bar across the street. And ain't no man alive know what to do with me. And uphill battles, they're the only kind I pick to fight. And I've been all kinds of broken. I ain't never got fixed up right. Go on, you can just ask my mama, ask my dad. I'm damaged goods that turned out bad. And everything I ever let go got claw marks on it. Don't you know I'ma keep my bar set low?
Hold on, I gotta go. All right, bye. Sorry about that, Jill. Someone's telling me how much they love your band.
Well, we appreciate it. Get some bidding going then.
Got some bidding going. So we're at $250 right now. The next bid needs to be $275. If we can get a bid of $275.
$275 is not that much for a band.
It's
It's
really
going to
not.
play you 2 hours worth of music.
It's 2 hours worth of great music. I love it. What about that song is, and me and Grady Keller both had a good laugh on it. We played it on the local showcase. I write all my songs in G, saying guilty, guilty.
Well, you know what's funny is that song is actually in E.
Is it
so,
in E?
Yeah, there was a tongue-in-cheek bit there, but it's not far off the truth.
I love it. 888-931-0901. If you would like to bid on this band, if you're running for office and you're getting ready to have a campaign kickoff, I love that. This is the band for you. If you own a venue, if you're having a backyard party, you know what else is really popular? People hire bands for divorce parties.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know about that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I've played a couple of those.
Have you?
actually. Oh yeah. Very
sometimes that's
interesting dynamic, right?
they say that about a boat. The first day you buy it, the happiest day, and the day you sell it is your happiest day.
Yeah.
Marriage is like that sometimes too.
You got it.
All right, guys. Just so great to have you all on the show. And I didn't know you'd never been on. You have to come back.
So I've played on KKFI before, but I was just on last week on Julie Bennett Hume's talk show.
Okay.
It was an Earth Day special. I'm a sustainability practitioner in my day job, and I was on here talking about environmental stewardship and sustainability and
Look at you
environmental
go.
justice, but I was not playing or singing.
You just hanging out, huh?
Talking.
Well, you'll have to come back and hang out. 888-931-0901. We're going to get a couple more songs out of this band because they got up so early and came in here to play for us on River Trade Radio.
And we've dialed in now. We're
guys
we're
all
comfortable.
dialed
We
in.
know what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
You know, that opener that you guys did, it was awful what I would call buttery. Very buttery opener.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to kick
That's
off the
right.
band auction, and
Somebody's
we're
gotta
here to
butter
take
it up.
the hit.
I love it.
All right, so we'll do another one then for you. And the way that we selected the songs is this is sort of a good snapshot of the overall sound of the band, and we do a lot of different stuff. We play a lot of straight bluegrass. We can do anything. We've got rock vibes going on, but this is intrinsic sort of Jill Westra and them KFC Boys sound. So we'll do another one off the EP. It's called 20 Times. Well, it happened on a night we got to fighting. He knocked me down and stormed off like 1,000 times before. And on a whim I was inclined to follow. Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. Play it, Mark. Stop that he made was to the headache house. He bought a fancy wine that he would never buy for me. His second stop was more what I expected. That hussy piece of trash from down the street. And I could have took that fool right to the cleaners. Divorced that waste of space for all his dreadful selfish crimes. I guess I didn't have to shoot him in the you-know-what and run over his body 20 times. Pick it, son. Well, his hussy stood there screaming bloody murder as I was grinding all the gears between reverse and drive. Forward for each time he laid a hand on me, and backwards for each time that lowlife lied. Take it again. Now the judge looked down at me with great displeasure. He shook his head and everybody could hear him roll his eyes. Girl, why'd you
Jill Westra and them KC boys live on River Trade Radio this morning. We have a bid of $250. You can hire this band by calling 888-931-0901 right now and get in on this. I just love your guys' sound so much. Thank you so much for getting up so early.
Yeah, there's that.
So, I don't know if there's anything else you want to tell us about yourselves before you play us out one more song.
Well, I'll tell you what we're about to do here is get Mark to strap on his mandolin because we wanted to get you a little flavor of what else we do. And like I said, we go into the bluegrass vibe a little bit here, and Mark has this pretty mandolin that he asked kindly if we could play today. So we're going to do it for him, and we're not even going to sing on this one. We're going to let you hear it loud and proud.
Thank you so much, you guys. Jill Westra and them KC boys, 888-931-0901. You can bid. Jill Westra.
Now we're sweating.
And them KC boys getting it on. 888-931-0901 if you would like to bid on Jill Westra and them KC boys. You guys, I can't thank you so much.
We sure did love being here. We want to come back sometime.
Please.
Thank you so much for having us. And thanks to everybody at KKFI that puts this on and does this stuff on their own time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, come back and play in this room.
Yeah, later in the day.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Jill Westra, KC, and them KC boys, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
If you're just tuning in, we are having our band auction this morning on, let me get over to this other microphone here. We are having the band auction this morning on